All right, YouTube, I hope everybody can hear me okay. Uh, it is Sunday morning. We have had our pancakes. It is a gloomy day here in Duluth. Let's get some housekeeping out of the way. First and foremost, like and subscribe. I will post this up to YouTube after the live stream. I just wanted to whip out a video real quick just to say what's going on and maybe give some people some comfort during these tough times as we self-isolate and give you something to consume. I don't know how long we'll go for. My wife and my son are up in the other room watching kid videos and running around, so we may get an unexpected visitor and a munchkin. Other than that, like and subscribe. I'm on ZellyPay. You can hit me up on your local banking institution app on your phone and send a donation to the channel. Please be aware that it does go back into the channel. Also, if you're overseas, ZellyPay doesn't work. You can hit me up on PayPal, Pay Me, and I can take donations there. So, as always, like and subscribe. We'll make sure we put notes down in the doobly-doo. And I hope everyone is fine on this April 12th, 2020 at about 9 o'clock. I said I was going to go live at 9, so I don't expect anybody to be online just yet. I got up and my little guy decided to wake up at like 7 o'clock this morning and decided that no one was going to sleep in. So I am awake this early morning. I wanted to sleep in. This was one of those mornings that I felt I could sleep in. I'm typically an early riser. That's how I am, being in the military for so long and a part of the federal government and being on a time schedule. And, it's ingrained in me. I don't even use an alarm clock. I wake up way before my alarm clock goes off when I have to go into the office. These weeks, though, we're working from home, and so literally all I put on is a decent shirt, and I'll leave your imagination of what lies below. Cheers. A little bit of coffee. Start the day. I hope your Sunday morning is going well. If you're watching the video, pop in the chat and say hi. Wanted to just go over a couple little things. I apologize my gruesome visage. Not much I can do about that. I am going to be shaving the beard here come summertime. It's already starting to get warm. I'm very much a creature of temperature, and I don't like to be hot in any way, shape, or form. I love winter. It's my favorite time of the year. Of course, there's something to be said about the sun beating on your face and being outside and, all that fun stuff. So I think I love them equally as well, but I think I lean more towards the winter. Let's see what else. This is going on week 5 of isolation for me. It's going okay. I plan on getting some hobby stuff done. I ordered my starter set for Warcry, so that'll be coming in. I have the 2 core books, so if you're a miniature painter or a miniature gamer, I highly recommend. If you like skirmish games, I highly recommend this. My good friend D is hopefully going to play with me. I'm trying to rope him in. I've got plenty of I think I've got 4 war bands now. I've got let me see, where's the leader? I think that's the leader. I've got orcs. I just put them together. I haven't primed them yet. Get my ugly mug out of the face. So that's the orcs. These are for Shadespire. It's a little war band. There was a local gaming store going out of business down in the cities, and my wife and I happened to have been down there earlier this winter as a little bit of a fun side excursion, just to go out and do things. And we stopped in there, and I picked up the core book, which this is what comes in the starter set. So I'll have 2 core books. I'm going to hook my buddy D up with one just so he'll have a copy of the rules as well. And then I picked up off of, I think, Amazon, I picked up the Tome of Champions, which just adds some more war bands, some extra rules, some good campaign rules and stuff, and some more adventures and things like that. So definitely looking into this. But I have the orcs. I have a chaos, human marauders for Shadespire that I'm going to use as corn warriors. I forgot what they're called for Warcry. And then, of course, I've got the Iron Golems and the Corvus Cabal, or Bone Ripper. I don't know, whatever the other faction is that comes in the core box set. But the main thing I wanted was all the terrain and the cards, because you really need that stuff to play the game. So that's what's going to be on the hobby table, since I can work from home and I don't have a whole lot to do during the workday. I'm gonna keep my work PC up and running while I work, and then as I have downtime, I'll put miniatures together and terrain together and stuff like that. Um, I don't have the setup to actually record it, so I don't plan on doing that. Who knows? It may change. Who knows? I may get an arm or something and attach it to my hobby table and put the camera pointing down. Who knows? We'll see. But Mr. Mean likes his hobby time, and I like to put miniatures, and I like to paint. So, and I haven't been able to paint all winter because I don't have an airbrush, and you can't spray paint when it's 20 below. It just doesn't work. So anyway, aside from that, so that's hobby times. And if you're looking during this self-isolation, you're looking for a good hobby that consumes a fair amount of time and will keep you busy, might I suggest miniatures? And I hear this all the time. I can't paint. I'm not a good painter. I'm not an artist. Here's the joy about miniature painting. And Ash Baker from Guerrilla Miniature Games says this quite a bit on his channel. He's a former Games Workshop employee. For those of you that don't know, Games Workshop is the guys who make these Warhammer miniatures and make Warcry and all that fun stuff. So Warcry. You don't have to be an artist. Painting is simple techniques that anybody can use. And I've been painting for on and off for well on 20 years. And it's one of those things I can honestly say you get better by doing it. And there's thousands of videos out there on painting tutorials and techniques and stuff like that. So if you can listen and you can learn in a halfway decent manner, you can paint miniatures. I've seen kids as young as 5 years old painting tabletop quality miniatures. I mean, it's amazing. And it is literally one of those things that you will get better the more you do it, and the willingness to learn. And there is some satisfaction to seeing a war band, which is what we call a group of miniatures put together. So like, I have 4 of these orcs. I need more, because I don't have enough to make 1,000 points. A Warcry game, standard Warcry game is 1,000 points. But I've got a bunch of these orcs, and they're going to paint up fantastic once I get them primered. But I'm telling you, there is nothing better and more satisfying than seeing your war band or your little plastic dolls, whatever you want to call them, painted up and on the table, knowing that you did that. And no matter how bad you think it is, if you go to your hobby store, somebody will come by and go, "Oh, wow, that's cool." And you will get kudos. I'm telling you, it's a great feeling. Now, granted, we can't kind of do that right now in these times because of our isolation and everything, but you can post them on, Reddit, and you can post them on Instagram, and you'll get better the more you do it, and the more you learn about like shading techniques and edging and edge highlights and zenithal priming, and all that fun stuff will just come as you learn. Miniatures can get expensive. So you can sometimes find a good deal. These 4 miniatures plus all the cards and the tokens that went with them was about $20. And you might say that's expensive. Well, they normally sell for around $35 if you buy them straight from Games Workshop. So like I said, this game store was going out of business. But you can go on eBay, Amazon, a lot of times has some great sales. And I recommend, before you even do that, just go to your local Target or Toys R Us, if you have one of those in your area, or any dollar store, and pick up some cheap action figures or toy soldiers and start painting those. Learn how to prime. Rattle cans or spray paint cans are super easy. The best piece of advice I'll give for someone starting out is buy the cheaper paints. Go to the craft store, buy some of the cheap acrylic water-based paints, and go to your hardware store and buy your primers. A standard can of primer will run you about $3.50 US, maybe $4 to $5 if it's a better, like a Rust-Oleum or something like that. But your generic spray primer for metal or plastic primer, it'll say it on the can. It's super easy to figure it out. I remember when I first started out, I brought a miniature into Ace Hardware's down in California, and I looked at the guy and I said, "Hey, I need to primer these so that I can get paint to stick to them. What's a good primer to use that's cheap? And he was like, oh, and oddly enough, he was a 40K player. So he knew exactly. He pointed me right over to the Rust-Oleum. It was like $4 or $5 a can. So don't buy the GW stuff. If you can afford it, buy it. If it's your jam, if you want to support Warhammer or you want to support Army Painter, I'm an Army Painter guy. I have a lot of their paints. I have their primers because I could afford them at the time that I bought them. I use their paintbrushes because I think they're really good paintbrushes. But you can go to your Hobby Town or your Michaels and you can find some cheap hobby brushes and some cheap acrylic water-based paints, and you can go to town for a very nominal expense. In fact, even Hobby Town has big plastic bags full of like dinosaurs and toy soldiers. Buy those. It's plastic. You prime it, wash them first with warm soapy water, dry them off real good, or let them dry overnight, and then spray paint them with your primer of choice, and then just start painting. Look on the internet for some paint schemes or what fancies you. I'm a big, huge fan of Frostgrave. So I have some generic fantasy miniatures that I bought from Reaper. I also have a lot of the Frostgrave miniatures, and I'm working on painting those. But I'm telling you, the more you paint, the better you will get. And during this self-isolation time right now, it's kind of hard to get everybody together to tabletop role play. But let's look at the end goal. Let's look at what's down the line, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months from now when this is over and we're able to get together with our friends. Imagine how cool it'll be if you're the GM or you're a player and you have your own miniature that you painted and you put it out on the table. Even if it's not up to the quality that you think it should be. And let me tell you, once you start this hobby, no miniature you ever paint will be up to your standards. We are our own worst critics, and that's fine. It keeps us striving and moving forward. But I'm telling you, the rest of the group will be like, oh man, I can't paint. This is awesome. I have done this for 30 years, guys, and I have seen it over and over and over again. It's a hobby, and anything that is a hobby, the more you do it, the better you will get at it. Ask your mom or your aunt or your uncle when they started crocheting. They were horrible. The only thing they could make is a doily. And now every year for Christmas, you get an ugly sweater. And it probably fits pretty good or at least looks halfway decent. Why? Because they've been doing it for 20 years and they've gotten better as they do it. Hobbying is just that. It's practice, it's repetition. And the more you do it, the better you will get. And in this day and age of technology, we have so much internet and YouTube to show us. Vince Ventrilo, Rob Bear, Hobby Maniac. There's tons of them out there that are doing all these videos to teach you how to paint. And I mean, they'll all pretty much tell you the same thing. Buy what you can afford. You don't have to buy the best stuff and have fun. And it's a rewarding experience. The more you paint, the better you will get. The more techniques you add, the better you will get. And your miniatures will start looking like what you envision in your head. And there will come a point in time when you'll go, damn, I'm proud of that. It looks awesome. And of course, when you put it on the table and your friends see it, they're going to go, wow. So it's a great way to spend this isolation time. And you don't even have to leave your house because you can order everything online. May take a day or two extra to get it because of shipping and everything right now. And for God's sake, please wipe everything down with a Clorox or an alcohol wipe. Just to make sure you're safe. Wear gloves when you handle your mail. Little safety moment there for you. Wipe everything down if you can with Clorox wipes or some disinfecting wipe, and then throw your gloves inside. My wife showed me a video yesterday of a guy wearing gloves, doing everything right, and then he takes the gloves off with his mouth. Stupid. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. So anyway, that's my little rant on hobbying. You can make terrain. You can make, 3D battle maps. Like if you watch Critical Role, Matt Mercer makes all of those. He paints some of them. So the sky's the limit, guys. Your imagination is literally the limit for this. I don't know if anybody's in the stream. Yeah, we got 5 people watching. If you can pop in the chat and say hi, guys. Give a like. I don't have Discord on just because it's a little distracting with the beeping and everything that goes on. You might hear it in the background because I forgot to turn my iPad off. Doing the chat here in the YouTube chat, I've got a separate window open. So let's get into this since we got 5 people in the stream. Good morning to everybody. I did a little rant on hobbying. Hopefully that some people find that helpful. If you have any questions or comments or whatever, or you want some advice, feel free to hit me up either here on YouTube or on my Discord. I'll try to put a link down in the doobly-doo. You know what? Let's just launch the Discord right now. It's not going to hurt anything. There we go. Let's see. Oh. So Jay from Feral Games, the gentleman that's doing this wonderful Kickstarter here, this Kickstarter right here, Stranded, is asking if there's anything anybody wants to see in the game. Where I think right now we're at 1975. That's US. His Kickstarter is in British pounds, but I've got it converted to US dollars because, well, I'm in America. But Jay is actually in another Discord doing something else right now. But probably gaming, that lucky bastard. But he did see my post, and he did. I'm so glad I popped open Discord. He said that if there's anything anybody wants to see, please post it here on the YouTube comments. He will come watch the video afterwards. And if you guys don't know, we hit the $1,500 stretch goal. And so what that Jay and I worked out that Mr. Mean, will be writing an adventure for Stranded. I fell in love with Delve, which is what Stranded is going to be based off. Stranded is going to be the sci-fi version of Delve. And hey, Max Bovine, what's going on, sir? Happy Sunday. Darren Marooney, morning, sir. Thanks for giving a shout out. Welcome. Hope you enjoy watching the stream. Ask questions. I'll try to answer as best I can. I apologize if you hear a little screaming 3-year-old in the background. My wife is doing her best to keep him entertained, to not interrupt, but I think this is very informal. So he may come in and make a video appearance. You know, he likes to photobomb my streams, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I love the little monkey. So Darren, good morning. Max, good morning. Jay, good morning. I know you'll probably watch this later, but Jay wants to know if you're following the Kickstarter Stranded, which I hope you do. It is already funded. It's going to be produced. Jay does amazing work. He's done a bunch of games. I've reviewed, I think, all of his games. I've bought several of them, and several of them he has sent me for free, starting with Zombie Inc. Or I can't remember the name of it now, but it's a sci-fi futuristic. You're like penal colony soldiers going to do death missions. It is an awesome game. The art in it is pretty cool. He manages to find these really cool artists. Delve was no exception. The art in Delve is amazing. I believe Delve is pay what you want right now. And then the Crag Baron expansion is like $5 US, $4.99. And then he put out the Delve Companion, which is also about Lord Gwydon. I'm not quite sure how you Gwenadon, however you say it, sir. My wife's texting me saying she needs to go switch clothes. You may go switch clothes, my love. Don't worry about him. He's okay. Sorry about that, guys. Darren, you backed it. That's awesome to hear. I'm sure Lord G, that's what you're going to be called now because I can't pronounce that. I'm sure Lord G backed it too. In fact, Lord G, if I remember correctly, I hope I got the name right, he is the awesome dude that created the Delve Fantasy Grounds expansion. And that's for free. I believe he he even put a video. I haven't had a chance to watch the video yet. I have been tinkering around with it, the Fantasy Ground tool. He did just send me an updated version. I've not got a chance to load that yet. So he's got all the monsters in there. It's a great little expansion. All good. Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn, man. You're lucky I walk up right, Lord G. But thank you so much for your hard work on the Delve. That's a lot of coding. Hey, buddy, mommy's okay. Mommy went to go do laundry, so this little guy is having a panic attack. Because he's 3 years old, and it's called separation anxiety. And if you have kids, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Hi.
Can you wave? Can you say hi, everybody?
Hi, all right.
Hi, y'all, all right. Say hi, say wave, yay. I'm going to hit myself in the head because I have hair.
A puppy.
I like it. Lord G, that's what you're stuck with now, buddy. I'm assuming yes, I did means you backed Stranded, which is awesome, guys. We are almost to the $2,000 mark. At the $1,500 mark, Jay and I had agreed that I would write an adventure about an AI. About. Yeah. About an AI that shh, Daddy's talking. About an AI that thinks it's human and how the Stranded will interact with said AI. No touchy. And so we'll go from there. So I don't want to put too much up. Oh, he's running away. He cometh and he goeth. Stay out of the kitchen. Get up, please. Yeah, and here's the other cool thing. If you have toddlers, hey, stop. Here's the other cool thing. When we say something we don't like, we flop on the ground. You're gonna go out there? Go watch your trains and eat your pancakes. Sorry, guys. Just finished a character creation video that I am uploading. Awesome. So Lord G is going bonkers on the Delve, and I'm a Fantasy Ground user and Unity I backed, which is the new updated version of Fantasy Ground, and so I'm hoping that Lord G's mod files will work in Unity. I haven't tried to import them yet. I haven't had time. Self-isolation, I have all the time in the world. But amazingly enough, when you have a toddler, you have no time. Let's see. So anyway, back to this. I got sidetracked because the little guy came in. We're up to 1975 right now. This is the live stream of the Kickstarter. It's basically Delve in space, and it's going to start off with your ship is knocked off course. You begin to tumble through space. It seems that some strange force is dragging you through the darkness, but to what fate? The sound of klaxons and the calm melodic voice of an automated danger warning system are the last things you hear as you pass out. You awaken in a graveyard. The carcasses of 1,000 rusted hulks surround you. The sky above is home to 2 suns. Where the hell are you? Quickly, you check your pockets. Welcome to the planet of Rust. It's so funny because I think Jay was planning on doing this when he had saw the awesome reaction to Delve. I think when last we talked, which I think was last weekend, last Saturday or last Sunday, he had over 2,100 views or downloads of Delves. Most of those were free. And of course, he did put it up as pay what you want. But I urge you guys, he's an indie game designer. He doesn't have a full-time job. This is his job. He's coming off the heels of a successful D&D 5th edition Kickstarter. Iron, I can never remember the name of it. I backed it. Anyway, go check his profile page on Kickstarter. I'm not sure if he's doing late pledges for that or not. But right now you can get in on Stranded. It's a percentile system. It's super easy. It's a really good system. And anything that has percentile charts that you roll to find out what's in your pockets, or in this case, your spacesuit, is awesome in my book. He just put out the Delve Companion, which adds goblins and gnomes as playable races and some more spells for everybody. Because everybody in Delve, I don't know about you guys, but I love D&D. Played it for years. I love Pathfinder. Played it for years. I'm currently running a Pathfinder 2nd edition campaign, and one of the things that irks me is playing a wizard, or playing a warrior of some kind. So say a thief, and to an extent, thieves can do magic, but fighters can't use magic unless they have a magic ring or they have something. I mean, they can, but they can't. It's not inherent. They can't do it. What Jay has done in Delve, and hopefully will be done in Stranded as well, and it'll be called Psionics in Stranded, is that fighters can use magic. They don't get as many magic points as, like, say, the cleric or the wizard, but they get magic, and they can use it. And their spells, the selection of spells they have, and this is what's cool, the spells that Jay created for the warriors are spells that are specific to a warrior, so they make sense for a warrior. I mean, I don't expect a warrior to pop out Fireball, right? But I do expect a warrior to pop out a buff to make himself stronger, or make himself tougher, or to make his weapon do more damage. So those are the kind of things that we're getting in Delve. So I don't want this to be a video about Delve, but this is where this is all coming from. Delve has been so well received in the industry that Jay and I were talking. He was like, I should do a sci-fi game. And one of my followers on YouTube who sent me this wonderful mic, he was like, I would buy it. And then I think somebody else said, I would buy it. And of course I said, I would buy it. And so I think that's kind of, he may have already been planning it. I'm sure he was. He's a very, very creative guy. But back to my earlier point, he is obviously self-isolation. He's over in England. He does not have, his full-time job is creating games. So kudos to everyone who's downloaded Delve for free. But if you find it in your heart and you have an extra couple of pounds or dollars or whatever, rubles, bot, whatever, kick him down a couple of bucks, help him out so that he can keep creating these awesome games. I want to see Stranded go further and further. I want to see a Stranded companion, maybe something on spaceships and cobbling, tinkering. I'm hoping one of the classes will be like a mechanic or a tinkerer. I have not received the files. I will get them early because I have to write the adventure. I've got the plot outline already done, but I have to. I obviously need the rules to know how to make all the mechanics work. I've written one or two adventures in the past. I did some stuff for Armageddon from George Valikos for All Flesh Must Be Eaten. I ran a bunch of convention games for those guys in years. Like I said, I've been doing this for 30 years, over 30 years now. So this is a hobby. It's passionate to me. I love it. I love running games. I'm going to run Stranded on Discord. I might even run Delve on Discord. So definitely, if you're interested in seeing that, shoot it. I'll probably try to use some of the Fantasy Ground. My problem with Fantasy Ground, I love it. It's a great tool, but for me, it's not as good of a tool as I would like it to be. I think Unity is going to be there. Fantasy Ground is a little bit kludgy. Don't even get me started on Roll20. I think it's 10 times worse. But they do provide a service for people, and they are fun. I like my games to move a little faster pace, and I think that Fantasy Ground and Roll20 take away from that. I've installed a bot on my Discord. I played in a D&D game last weekend on Discord, and all we didn't use maps, we didn't use miniatures. All we did was use Discord voice and a dice rolling bot, and I had a blast. It's the first time in a long time that I played D&D, and I had fun, and the combat didn't take 3 hours. So it was kind of amazing. That's a testament to Joshua, the GM. It's also a testament to our players and knowing their abilities. But it was fun. And two of our players are relatively new players. They haven't played a whole hell of a lot, and they were able to pick up the dice bot real easy and roll with it. I made some macros, and I put them up there, and everybody copied and pasted them and just changed the values for their character, because the dice bot has a way to remember your dice rolls when you're logged into your Discord. It worked really slick. So anyway, back to Stranded. We've got some new goals coming up. Let's see. Let's go down here. It's one of the arts of some sort of war bot or something like that, which looks really cool. In Stranded, you get to play humans, robots, and aliens with classes like gunslingers, scouts, techies, and pilots. Instead of magic, Stranded introduces cybernetics and psionics, which are reliable and as fun as they sound. I'm really hoping, and I'm going to push Jay to put in some sort of psionicist that mucks with technology. And I think if he listens to me, it's going to be called a gremlin. And gremlins are going to be bad guys. Not necessarily, they could be player characters, but they don't like technology. And, and sometimes maybe you don't have a choice. Maybe you were born a gremlin. I don't know. Jay and I are going to brainstorm it and talk about it, but I think it sounds like a really cool concept that, maybe you turn into a gremlin while you're on your ship, or when you woke up stranded and now technology doesn't function, so the rest of the party just hates you, but they need you to survive, because obviously whenever you bring something bad, you have to bring something good. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about it. But so the add-ons, the stretch goals, we've already unlocked more stuff. So obviously he's going to stuff like more weapons, more monsters, more options, more random tables, more stuff. Pre-gens, he's done a ton of pre-gens in. They'll be downloadable. You can use them or not. That's up to you. Journey to the Moon at 1,000 pounds. This is unlocked as well. This is an external. He'll create a PDF set on one of the planet's 4 moons. This is an old research station where they were creating, well, you'll have to wait and see. The PDF will be a setting and mission book. So that's awesome. So more content for the game. So to give it even further adventure and more oomph. 1,500 solo rules. Oh, wait, 1,250. More human than human. External. This is obviously it's external because I'm writing it. John, Mr. Mean Polak, that's me, will write a mission involving an AI that thinks it's human and that is causing a lot of problems the stranded will have to solve. Yes, very excited. So that's unlocked. So you're getting that as well if you back. And then 1,500 solo rules. Now he hasn't written these yet, but he's going to create them, and that's going to be awesome. I think it'll be super easy to do. And I don't think it'll be terrible with the percentage-based system. It'll be pretty easy. It's just he's got to write the mechanics of what the NPCs and the monsters will do. Outside of that, and how certain. Obviously you're not going to have joint rules and things like that. So that's pretty cool. At 1,750, which I believe that's unlocked. He just hasn't. Yes, 1,950. Well, this may be pounds. Yeah, it's pounds. So it may not be unlocked yet. 1750 is cyborgs, so you'll be able to play as a cyborg. So that's awesome. At 2,000, a GM screen and item cards. I don't really care about the item cards. It's cool. I know some people really dig it, but the GM screen, oh my God, I'm so down for that. I want the GM screen. So tell your friends, post it on your social media, pass it around. Let's help back it. I mean, the highest pledge level is 50 pounds, which is about $62. And that gets you everything. So that's not a whole heck of a lot of money. I mean, the cheapest pledge, I think, is just the PDF at seven pounds, which is about $9. So for $9, you get the PDF, which is pretty awesome. So let's try to get this over the edge. Let's hit that $2,000 mark. It's already funded. We're already going to get all the other stuff. Like I said, this is awesome. The art is super cool. I'm hoping as the process goes through, Jay will post some more art. I'm sure he will. But the art he's got for it so far is pretty astounding. I'm digging it. So what are your guys' thoughts? Have you looked at the Stranded Kickstarter? Or I know Lord G says he backed it. I think Darren said he backed it. Max Bovine, hopefully you've backed it or you're going to back it if you can. Obviously, I don't want to pressure anybody to do anything they're not financially able to do, but I'm hoping people are able to back it. Looks like we got 4 viewers right now. We lost somebody, but that's okay. If you're just tuning in, let me know what you think about it. Stranded. I'm pretty excited about it. Obviously, I decided to do a whole video on it. As you can see, it's already backed. He was only asking $622, and he's at 1975. So it's more than doubled, which is awesome. And can't wait to see what else comes with it. I don't know what else. Solo rules in this time of isolation would be awesome. It's a super simple system, the percentage-based system. So obviously running it over Discord or Fantasy Ground, and it wouldn't take much tweaking, I would think, to do Delve as a sci-fi. One of the cool things about Roll20, it does take a little bit of data input and work, but it's easy to modify stuff and add stuff on your own. And a lot of people are doing it. Lord G obviously is testament to that. He whipped this. G, if you're still in the chat there, let me know how long it took you to compile all of that and put it all together. The Delve book is not terribly big. I mean, it's hardback. You can get it as a PDF. It's pay what you want right now on drive-through. But you can get a hardback printed. I think it's only 100 and something pages. That's character sheets. It's got awesome art in it. 117 pages. And the art is phenomenal in here. So to see this done as a sci-fi version is going to be awesome. And if you're a 40K player, you can probably use a lot of those 40K miniatures that you have when you get back to your in-house gaming. I can see the Necrons being, and the Tau being the aliens. It'd be super cool. I'm a big fan of finding dual purpose in everything that I own. When I run a game, no matter what game or genre it's in, I have quite the library of books that I can peruse to find ideas and find inspiration. I don't buy too many adventures. I'm not an adventure kind of guy. I like the splat books and the core books. I like to have everything. I printed off the companion for Delve, although a couple of people have expressed interest in that if he combines like Crag Baron and there's another PDF full of adventures. He's going to combine it all into one book, and then you can do a print on demand through drive-through. So that would be awesome. Hopefully that happens. Hopefully we'll see the same kind of treatment come to Stranded. I hope Stranded will be a hardback as well. Lord G just replied. He says, I'm here. I did it about 2 weeks at night and weekends, not sure how many hours. Trying to automate as much as I could. Well, Lord G, you did an awesome job. Maybe we can pressure Lord G into doing a Stranded version. One can hope. I think he said he's not that big of a sci-fi fan, but maybe if he plays in one of my games, I can convert him. Sorry, maniacal laughter is free. You don't have to pay extra for that. Takes years of practice to get that down, by the way. And killing lots of player characters. I am a DCC GM after all, Dungeon Crawl Classic, which it wholeheartedly Gark the Everdead. Yes, that's the other expansion I couldn't think of. Which it's a cool event expansion. Has several really good adventures. They're all quick. I don't want to call this a beer and pretzel RPG because I honestly feel it's a full-fledged RPG. But it is on the lighter side. I mean, the core rulebook's 117 pages. I think Dark the Everdark weighs in at maybe 50 pages. I don't know. I'd have to pull it up. But if somebody else has it and wants to post it there in the chat, please do. And then the guide to Craig Baron is essential. I think you have to have that if you're running Delve. There's a lot of other information in there and a lot of good stuff. And then, of course, the Delve Companion. And I think we're going to see a lot of the same stuff for Stranded. We're going to see a Stranded Companion. I hope. I'm speculating. Don't quote me. I don't want to put words in Jay's mouth. But I think if Stranded does as well as Delve has done, we will see those things. And judging by the stretch goals, and everybody knows how Kickstarter, the very beginning of the Kickstarter goes gangbusters, and then when you get about halfway through it, it's like nothing happens. It goes really, really, really slow. And then when it, the last 2 or 3 days, you see a big push for people that want to back because they want to see people will favorite it and wait and see if it met its funding goal, and you can't blame them. And once it does, and they see okay, it's funded, then they start adding money. If anybody has any contacts at Morris EN World, they put out an email every week on upcoming Kickstarters, and they're mentioning like Fading Suns. They're mentioning some non D20 Kickstarters. I'm going to shoot Morris a message. I'm on his Discord channel. I'm going to shoot him a message and see if he wouldn't mind adding it to next week's email. Like he sends out an email. The Ian Publishing sends out an email that talks about a whole bunch of stuff in the gaming industry. It's mainly focused on D&D 5th edition. But like I said, they do talk about the Kickstarters, and this one I just got it this morning in my inbox, and I did peruse it, and it didn't have anything saying about Stranded. So I'm gonna maybe shoot him a message and see if he's willing to, if he can, add that to the list because it's doing well, and we'll see if maybe we can get Jay a little more exposure. But yeah, definitely post the embed the link if you have your own websites or you have your own social media. Embed the link. The more people we get to see this, the more the game will do well, the more money it will put in Jay's pocket. Let's face it, he's not doing this for the love of doing it. He's doing it to feed his family, his wife, and his cats. I told him I'll take the cats off his hand. I'm always hungry. He won't send them to me though. He's not very nice. I thought he was a better friend than that, but every day he doesn't care if I starve. Oh well. Anyway, all joking aside, yeah, post this, spread it, let your friends know. If you have a gaming group, I mean, you know, under $10, you can get a PDF copy. It'd be cool if everybody had their own copy, uh, at your gaming group. I think it could be a fun campaign game. Craig Barron has a lot to explore. Uh, Gark the Everdead is a bunch of adventures. So I know there's a lot of GMs that need inspiration or want inspiration. So that little pack of adventures would do just that. I think it's pretty cool. One way or the other, you're getting to see cool things. And again, like I said, Jay wants to make sure that what they would like to see in the game, and so on and so forth. So definitely, if there's something you want to see in Stranded, make sure you put it up there. I also have a Discord channel, which there will be links in the doobly doo. Lord G is on my Discord. He posted his video of the Fantasy Grounds setup, so you can go check it there. It's also on YouTube, so I want to give a big shout out to Lord G. I also wanted to, and I'm going to post the link. Let's see here. I'm going to go. You guys get to see my Gmail. You guys are so. Hey, I'm live on YouTube, by the way. Just need to know those things. I want to pop that open. So this is a coworker of mine. I'm in a meeting Thursday, and we have a morning meeting with all the leads for each site. I work for a big oil company, and I'm in IT. And so we have a meeting every morning with all the leads, all the IT leads from all of our different sites, so that we can all commiserate and talk about what's going on in our little industry, and the work at hand and stuff like that, so we can help each other out. And so, oops, let me get this back in the screen. Get this out of the way. Let's put this down here. Then I was talking about, I have a YouTube channel because I keep my work life and my personal life pretty separate. And I mentioned that I had a YouTube channel and that, I do Dungeons and Dragons. I'm a GM and I'm running some games and stuff like that. And what I'm posting videos to help, people during this isolation time, and, just giving hints on hobby stuff and things like that. And one of the guys in my group, he's up in Canada, he sends me a message through Skype and he's like, "Oh my God, we need to talk. That's my jam." And I'm like, "Yeah, I play D&D. I play other games. I'm a GM. I've been doing it for about 30 years. Oh, over 30 years now. Blah, blah, blah." And he sends me this link. He goes, "This is my company." So I want to give a shout out to James. Grimforge is his company. They do 3D modeling, 3D printing. So if you have STL files or I don't know what they're called. I'm not into 3D modeling, not yet anyway. I don't think I will be. It's not a hobby for me. I have more plastic crack than I can paint to start with, but I don't have a problem buying any. And so, guys, I'll put a link in the doobly doo. Check this guy out if you're into that sort of thing. You like miniatures for your game and all that fun stuff. Definitely give this guy a shout out. James is an awesome guy. He's a great coworker. He's a super nice guy. Him and his buddy run this little company, and they print all this stuff in his friend's garage. They have a bunch of 3D printers, so they can do mass production, and they can print pretty much anything you want. And if you send them files, they'll do it. You can see they have tons of stuff. 3D alien worlds, accessories, movement trays, anything, your add-ons, all kinds of terrain, just neat stuff. The prices are what I feel is reasonable. Here's fantasy. Let's see. Dwarves, elves, and demons. Well, you can't go wrong there. Oh my. There you go. Some cool stuff. And like I said, he could print all of this stuff for you. You can go on, I think it's Hero Forge. You can make your miniature on Hero Forge, and then you can export those files. You can send them to him, and he'll print them for you for a fraction of the cost. So I wanted to give a shout out to James and his company. This is super cool stuff. And you could do a lot worse spending your money on other places. This is a local guy who's, like I said, working his butt off He runs a full-time job. He works in IT like I do. He's the same position as I am. He's super busy. He's a very organized guy at work, so I can only imagine this business is ran the same way. Um, and I mean, just neat stuff. And of course, this would come unpainted. You would have to paint it. So again, filling up those hobby hours, while you've got the house clean, you've got the baby put to bed, you've got dinner made, your wife is happy, you've done the chores around the house. Now it's your time, or it's mama's time, and she can do her things. And my mama just snuck in to take a peek. Um, uh, um, so yeah, Grimforge, check it out. Toy Soldiers, Warscapes, BattleTech, Warhammer 40K. We were just talking about this earlier in the chat. He's got some 40K terrain there. Orc Bunka. So yeah, this is all stuff that he prints. He runs his own little business. He ships it worldwide. So definitely check him out if you get a chance, guys. He does cool stuff, and he's a super nice guy. And again, I'm all about helping out the little guys. And tell him Mr. Mean sent you. It'll mean a lot. I get tickled pink when people say they go to other, people in the industry and they say, "Hey, Mr. Mean sent me." And then that person will send me an email and say, "Hey, dude, a guy just bought some stuff. He said you sent him to my site. Thank you so much." So that means a lot to me. I mean, I don't make hardly any money off of this. I'm not. You have to have 1,000 subscribers to be minimum of 1,000 subscribers to be monetized. I think I'm at 600, a little bit over 640, something like that. So we're getting there. We're growing. I've been running the channel for 2 years. I've got over 250 videos posted. Not all of them are great, I'll admit. I've learned a lot going over time and doing this. A lot of them are pretty trash. It's what I call, and what the industry calls, the talking head syndrome. It's just me with a camera talking about stuff. But at least 200 or 600 and something of you enjoy it. So that's all that matters. I don't have any flashy graphics or anything like that. There was a brief time when I was with Nerds International, but which is I don't know what you call them because I don't see them on YouTube anymore. I don't see anything they post. They dropped me from the channel because I wasn't supporting them enough, which I don't know what more they wanted. I put links in all my videos to them. I had the Nerds International intro, not on all my videos because my software that I was using got corrupted somehow, and there was a lot of basically excuses on my part, which is not a legitimate excuse, but they dropped me, so be it. I don't wish them any ill will. Hopefully they're still going strong and doing their thing. I don't subscribe to any of their channels. I don't support them in any way, shape, or form. And obviously I don't post anything about them. But I do wish them all the best. They're some nice guys. They're whoever their manager was, I don't even remember his name. That's how inconsequential it was to me. Said that he was dropping me because I wasn't supporting Nerds International. So be that as it may, I wish those guys all the best. I hope they're still doing videos. I mean, it's the internet. It's big enough for everybody, which is the joy. But I haven't seen anything they've posted, and to be honest, I don't go looking for it. So, but anyway, what do you guys want to see in Stranded? Jay really wants to know. Is there any races, maybe any kind of weird alien races? We're gonna hopefully get cybernetics, a cybercyst. I think that's the name for this. Psychic powers for the gremlins. A cybercyst. Cybercyst. I like it. Cybercyst. Jay, let's go with that. Cybercyst. CYST, of course. Because why would you do it any other way? What else can we put in here, guys? What can we do? We give me some ideas. Let's get Jay's creative juices flowing so that he can add more stuff to the book. I would love to see a book that's bigger than 117 pages. And for those of you that don't know how Jay does it is, and I think, don't quote me, but I think this book is going to follow the same process, is you're paying for basically the PDF, and the difference between what it would cost Jay to have the book printed and what Drive Through RPG pays. So you say you pay $14 here for the physical book, you'll pay $30 on drive-through to get the physical book, and it would normally be a $50 book. So you're getting a little bit of a break. You're getting quite a bit of a break, actually. and you'll get the physical book. So that's super. That's usually how he does it. You get a voucher, and you just pay the difference of what drive-through charges, and their rates are very reasonable. I have not gotten anything printed from them that I was like, oh my god, this is highway ripoff, and I've never gotten anything that was bad quality. One of the things that they're really good about doing is, pardon my reach, gravity is in effect. That's the wrong deck. That is one of the decks, but it's not the one I want to highlight. There we go. Let's get the sci-fi deck, because sci-fi makes more sense. My buddy Robert Wolcock, Zadmar Games. I've done videos about him in the past. He has been awesome to me. He has sent me tons of free stuff. Never asked me to review, just asked me if I can. And one of the things that Drive-Thru RPG does is they do cards. Now, this is for Savage Worlds, but these would totally work in Stranded because of the extra features that they have. So this is a deck that Drive-Thru printed. It's a deck of cards. You see, it's somewhat glossy. The quality on them is really nice. There's a rules card, and then the back card. And then it's a standard poker deck with 2 extra jokers in it, I believe. So that's the back of the cards, and that's the front. This is the joker, obviously, and there's a number there. Each card has a little symbol down at the very bottom. If you can see that, get my fat head out of the way. And what this would be good for in Stranded is for just coming up with, you could deal like 3 of these cards, a beginning, a middle, and an end, and you could deal these 3 cards. So if we random, they're not shuffle. I'm not going to shuffle them on screen because it'll make a bunch of noise. But if we draw 3 cards, so here we got some sort of like biodome or something like that, right? So we got a biodome. We've got, I don't know what it's called, but it's the Pope hat, the hat that the clergy wears. So, and then we'll go, okay, we'll go with it. It looks like it's either a dragon or maybe an egg hatching or something. I can't tell. Well, so let's not use that one. Oh, we'll do this one. Oh, even better. There we go. Looks like a cyborg, an assassin. It could be whatever you want. The thing is the images are interpretable. So we've got these 3 cards. So, and here's how we go. So now we can say you're hired by the local clergy on this planet, or the person of power. It can mean, and remember, they're abstract. They can mean whatever you want. So a person of power, the clergy, something like that, because the habitat, they need you to go to this habitat. They haven't heard word from it, and all he shows you is a video of a cyborg going crazy. You just got your adventure. Go. So these cards would be great. These are from Zadmar Games. They're on Drive-Thru RPG. Go back in my archive. You can see me do a review of them. But these would be great for Stranded, and I may actually use them for Stranded. Drive-Thru sends them in this neat little plastic case. It's pretty sturdy. It comes very well packed. And like I said, there's an order number. I'll put that up on the screen. You can pause it, and you can get that information. And you can order these from Zadmar Games. They're like $10, I think. Totally worth it. But there you go. There's your instant adventure right there. And you could deal more cards to make it even more involved if you wanted to. So the little things like that, extra things that I have laying around that I use to embellish and enhance my game is always welcomed. And you guys can obviously do the same thing, which I think is super cool. So I really enjoy it. So the chat's pretty quiet, guys. I can only babble for so long. I don't even know how long we've been recording. Almost an hour, 57 minutes. Tell me something. Tell me what you guys want to see in Stranded. This is your book. I mean, it's your game. What do you guys want? What do you want Jay to put in there? What do you want out of the adventure written by Mr. Mean? Let me know. Put it down in the notes. The Kickstarter is going quite well. I think you don't have to refresh. I think when the site auto updates on its own. So I don't know, this lazy Sunday morning. Happy Easter to everybody. Max said it earlier. I apologize I didn't acknowledge it, Max. Hey, Anton, how you doing, sir? I'm just I'm just lurking. Hey, lurking is allowed, Anton. I think we said before it's pronounced Anthony in English, or is it Antoine? Or I don't know. I'm big and dumb. I apologize. I hope you were able to back Stranded. Mr. Mean is writing an adventure. If you haven't been lurking long, definitely if you can back this, it's on the screen right now, right here. If you can back it, I wholeheartedly hope that you do. And tell them Mr. Mean sent you. Um, it never gets old for me. I love that phrase. I also want to give a shout out my channel logo. You guys will see it in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. That was made by, he's in my Discord. I'm drawing a blank here, guys. I'm getting old and tired. Sathan. Sathan did that for me. And it's an awesome logo. I use it on pretty much everything. If you haven't heard of Displate, I've become a junkie of Displate. I have 2 Displates right now. I have the D20. It's like a neon blue on a black background, and then I have Qui-Gon lightsaber. It's green, and it's just a lightsaber with some smoke around it. It looks really cool. Just a generic lightsaber. And they're Displates. They're metal plates. If you haven't seen them, go to displate.com. Let's see if we can put it up here in the chat. Obviously, I'm not getting paid by these guys, but it's cool stuff. So you can see these. If you haven't seen these guys, if you're an anime fan, or you're like, they got Cyberpunk, The Witcher. Witcher's pretty hot right now. These are just plates that you can get. They're made out of metal. And for every plate you buy, a tree gets planted, which is awesome. I like this one right there. Let's see if we get that one big on the screen. Where is it? Yeah, right there. That might be my next display, guys. You might have helped create the beast right here. Yeah, so you can see there's a big one. Yeah, that's pretty nice. So that's Displate, and it's a metal plate. Comes with a magnet. Playing a beta game called Starborn. Man, put a link up if you have it in the chat here. Is it a RPG? Is it a computer game? Is it a tablet game? Never heard of it. But yeah, put a link in the chat if you can. We'll go check it out. I'm always looking for cool games. I sold my PS4 yesterday, so it's a bittersweet moment. I think I sold it and a bunch of games for $150 with an extra controller and a charging base for the controllers. But I've had it since it came out. Since the PS4 came out, I've had it. It's in good shape. I cleaned it up. I sold it to my boss at work because he has 3 kids and they have a Switch and it's just not working. So, and I wasn't using it. My wife uses it more as a media center. I use it occasionally to play a couple games that I don't have on the Xbox. But my wife and I play Diablo 3 together, and so it's on sale right now on the Microsoft store for like $15. If you buy it through I don't know if it is on the web, but if you buy it through the Xbox itself, it's like $14.95. So I bought that yesterday, and it came with all the expansions: the Necromancer, the Paladin, or the Crusader. They call him Paladin. And so I bought that. My wife and I started a new game last night, so we're starting from scratch because obviously we didn't have our saved characters that were on the PlayStation. It's not cross-platform, but anyway, super excited to start playing that with the wife. We usually play after the little guy goes to bed, and as he gets older, I'll probably get a 3rd controller and he can start playing with us. It's a fun game. Obviously, Diablo 4 will be sometime. There goes my little monster. Running back and forth. It's quite gloomy out here today. The sun is kind of trying to peek out, but it's a little chilly. So it's kind of hard for him to get outside just with the quarantine. And we live on a busy street, so we do have a little driveway parking lot that he can play in. So we'll probably get him out there. Good idea to what Fake's channel for the basics 4x10-minute uploads. I don't know what you're trying to say there, Anthony. I know English isn't your primary language, so if you've got a link, if it's a video game or a tabletop RPG, post it, and we'll try to show it some love, at least with the 4 people that we have online right now. Or there may be more. Typically, a lot of my videos are done, get more views once I post it online. So it's no big deal. I don't take any offense or feel bad that we only have 5 people viewing right now. And it probably considers me one of them. I don't know how that works. I'm not a YouTube guru. But yeah, Displate, if you guys haven't seen it, it's your first order, the normal size. So this one comes in that's the normal. These are the normal sizes right now. It's about 22 by 27 or something like that, or I forgot what the dimensions are. Oh, yeah, that's it right there. That's, yeah, because a lot of times they go vertical. In this case, it's going horizontal, and it looks great. But they're 17.7 inches by 12.6 inches. And that runs, your first one will run you about $45. That includes tax and shipping and all that. You can find some codes and get a little bit of a discount. But then if you join the Displate Club for $2.99, $2.99 a month, so $3 a month charged to your credit card, you're in the Displate Club. And what that allows you to do is upload your own art or any art that you have the right to use. And since you're using it for personal use, I think I think they're coming out of Poland. The laws may be different or whatever, but they're working with a lot of industry artists, people that are on, can't think of it. It starts with a D. It's that site where artists go. I can't think of the name of it right now, where a lot of people post their art. Anyway, they're working with a lot of artists, and the artist gets a kickback from them. They post it. They do this, however, and there's a full video. If you can join up, you'll see how they make the displays. But it comes with a magnet that has a sticky back that they say won't peel off your paint. I live in a really old house. I don't know how it's going to look, but I've been here over 2 years now, so they can't charge me for painting anyway when I leave, so it's no big. They're gonna have to repaint when I move out anyway. But the nice thing is you can peel it off the wall and you could re-stick it on another location. Supposedly it's reusable. I would think if you take a blow dryer and you just put it on high or maybe medium setting, it would come off a little easier, make the glue tacky again. But it's a magnet and it sticks to the actual display. Actually, 1 second here. This is how easy. I mean, it's a metal plate. And that's the one I got from my office here in my little recording studio / office. And it's metal. It's scratch resistant. I mean, don't take a knife to it or anything. But and it's just metal, and it's signed on the back and everything. It's got a sticker of authenticity. They're pretty cool. So this is my first one. This one cost me about I think it was $43, $44. You stick the little square little plate up. It's a magnet. It's, you clean, they give you a little alcohol wipe. You clean your wall, and then you stick it there, and then you put this up, and it's magnetized. It's kind of, you can hear it. It's got a little flex in it so that when it sticks, it pushes to the wall so it stays. And they don't move, guys. They don't fall down. They're awesome. So that's that one. And I'm really proud of this one because neon green obviously is my favorite color. You can see it in my channel logo, but check it out. This is the Qui-Gon lightsaber, and they've got all different kinds. They've got Darth Mauls, Darth Vaders, Luke's, Kylo Ren, all that. So yeah, I mean, and it's just metal. And this one only cost me $32 after everything was done, because as the $3 subscriber, I get a little bit of a discount. And then they're doing a special right now where they're taking like I think another $5 off or something like that. So you can get these pretty darn cheap, and it's a nice sturdy piece of art. And if you got kids and you're worried about them knocking stuff down, they're not going to hurt this. So pretty solid. Let me put it back on the wall. I'll have to straighten it up later. But yeah, check them out, man. Displate.com. It's really cool stuff. Like I said, they've got all kinds of stuff. All your Marvel. Oh, there's the Star Wars stuff. Groot. I'm a big Hulk fan, so I might have to go with the Hulk there. I'm a big Thanos fan too. So, but yeah, these are cool. Could you imagine? I mean, art is so expensive, but art is subjective. It's what it's worth to you. For me, $30 to $40 for a plate that I can hang on my wall, and every time I look at it, it brings me joy. That to me is worth it. And my wife decorates the whole rest of the house. My office is mine to do with as I so desire. So it's nice that I can put these up in here. And if I want to cover a whole wall with one, with these, I can. It's no big deal because they look nice, in my opinion. So those are very cool. The Thanos one rocks. I got to admit that. I think that's probably my favorite. And of course, you would have to do the Thanos in the big one, extra large. Oh, it's 4 disc plates, and then you put them together. So yeah, pretty solid. Man, are those cool or what? Ah, that one's nice. The Thor one looks. My wife likes Thor, so I wonder why. 149. So $150 for the large, or the extra large. The medium is 89. Now that's the normal price. If you subscribe, you'll get it for a little bit cheaper. So I'd probably get it for about 75. But still, that's a decent price. I really like that. I think that size right there would be a good size. So that's Display, guys. Check it out if you haven't checked it out. Again, tell them Mr. Mean sent you. Let's see. I can't think of anything else. Hopefully Anthony will post that link to Starborn, whatever Starborn is. I don't know if that's a video game or an RPG. We're babbling about Stranded. Mr. Mean is writing an adventure for those that are just tuning in. But I guess since nothing's going on in chat, nobody appears to have any questions. I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off and say adieu to everybody. Thanks for watching so much and spending your Sunday morning with me. Happy Easter to everybody. Antone, I always get your name horribly wrong. I appreciate you popping in, sir. And to everybody else who watched and commented, Max, Darren, Lord G, I hope all you guys have an amazing Easter and keep on keeping on. Stay safe and sane in this crazy time that we're in right now. Mr. Mean's going to post an unboxing video of my Warcry starter set when it comes in, and my Nurgle. I got some really cool Nurgle, guys. I think my Discord just beeped at me. Something on Discord. I thought I heard Discord. And I am going to reach out to Morris, though, on EN World and ask if he will add the Stranded to the list of Kickstarters. It'll only be for a week because it'll go out next Sunday. Oh no, this ends on it's 14 days to go. It ends on April 27th. So yeah, it'll make the next. Sorry for the screen shake there. It'll make the next Morris email for EN Publishing. EN Publishing is the guys that did Soul Space for What's Old is New, which is a very cool sci-fi game as well. Definitely gonna pillage some stuff from Soul Space for my Stranded game because it has a lot of cool ship templates and schematics and stuff like that for the game for What's Old is New sci-fi, but I can use it in Stranded. And I think Mr. Mean's going to run a Stranded game on Discord with a dice bot. I think that would be a lot of fun, and maybe even stream it. We'll see. But until then, guys, I don't have anything else to babble about. I think we've spent a good hour on here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. This will go up on YouTube here in a little bit. Like I said, I'll try to get Morris from EN Publishing to list Stranded. Hopefully he'll be kind enough to do that. So until then, guys, as always, peace and hair grease. And remember, Mr. Mean says,